Hey, welcome to Lordran. Kind of. You arrive in Lordran with a prophecy in your pocket and a rusty sword in your hand. Everyone says you're the chosen one, destiny, glory, the whole deal. But guess what? Lordran lies. Not loudly, not even maliciously. It lies like a crumbling statue, beautifully. So grab your estus and let's unpack the top 10 lies this cursed land whispered into your hollow ears. She's radiant. She's kind. She gives you the Lord vessel like it's Oprah's giveaway hour. But surprise, she's fake. Just a projection, crafted by her little brother Gwendolyn, who apparently skipped therapy to preserve Daddy's myth. Gwynevere, she packed up and left long ago. Who or what are you even talking to? A glorified sunbeam in a wig. Golden halls, divine light, choirs echoing through marble corridors. Anor Londo looks like Olympus frozen in time, perfect, eternal, unquestionable, until the illusion shatters and the truth seeps in. The gods are gone, the light is borrowed, and the city stands frozen, out of denial. What you're walking through isn't a capital of divinity. It's a carefully staged memory, a shrine built to pretend the age of fire never ended. They say you walk among gods, that this city is still watched over. But Gwyn is already gone, not in triumph, but burned down to cinders in his final act. Gwynevere vanished without a word, leaving behind only light, where a presence should have been. The firstborn turned his back on the flame, and on the name that bound him to it. Seath remains long enough to learn what eternity does to the mind. And so, only Gwendolyn endures, not as a god, but as a caretaker of appearances, orchestrating the illusion of divinity in an empty hall, like a stage manager whispering cues into the dark, long after the audience stopped listening. The lights are still on in Anor Londo, but the age they were meant to illuminate has already ended. The Lord Vessel is presented as a divine reward, a sign of trust from the gods, an upgrade, a promotion, but its purpose is far simpler. The Lord Vessel does not grant authority, it assigns a task. You are meant to gather great souls and deliver them to the fire, not to question why. You thought you were chosen to change the world. In truth, you were chosen to maintain it. Framt is a primordial serpent who presents himself as a guide. He names you the chosen undead and frames your journey as destiny. But Framt never offers the full truth. He speaks of sacrifice, yet never of what that sacrifice maintains. He urges you to link the fire, without explaining the cycle it preserves. And he never tells you another serpent exists, one with a different interpretation. Framt does not seek your understanding, he seeks your obedience. Then comes Kath. Where Framt speaks of duty, Kath speaks of freedom. He tells you the age of fire is a lie, and that mankind was always meant to rule the dark. But Kaf's truth is just as selective. He guided the rulers of New Londo toward the abyss, not to save them, but to test what humanity would become without the flame. He offers power, but never explains its cost. Kaf does not lie about the dark. He simply refuses to tell you what the dark truly takes in return. Knight Artorias, the Abyss Walker, is remembered as a hero, one who faced the darkness and emerged victorious. That is the story Lordran tells. But the truth is less comforting. When you finally find Artorias, he is not standing against the abyss. He is being consumed by it. His body is broken, his mind fractured, his great legend reduced to desperate, instinctive movement. Artorias did not conquer the abyss. He endured it, just long enough for the story to survive him. In the end, the only vow truly kept was not his. It was the wolf who stayed behind, guarding what little remained of a fallen knight, long after honor had abandoned the man himself. You arrive in Lordran believing you are chosen, marked by fate, meant to endure. But the land itself tells another story. Across ruined cities and forgotten paths lie traces of those who came before you, warriors who lost their resolve, pilgrims whose faith wore thin, wanderers who believed persistence alone would be enough. Each followed a calling, each thought their journey would end differently. Now Lordran is filled with their remains, hollowed, stalled, unfinished. You are not the first to be chosen. You are simply the one still moving. The fire is fading, and you are told this is a crisis, a catastrophe that must be stopped at all costs. But the fading of fire is not an emergency. It is a consequence. Ages end. That is the nature of the world. Gwyn refused to accept this truth. When his age began to wane, he did not step aside. He sacrificed himself to prolong it, binding the world to a cycle of decay and repetition. What you inherit is not a sacred duty, but a desperate solution that outlived its purpose. You are told to fear the dark, to see it as an aberration. Yet the dark was always meant to follow. You do not live in an age to be saved, but in one that was never allowed to end. There is no destiny guiding your steps, no prophecy waiting to be fulfilled. What exists instead is a chorus of fading powers, serpents with agendas, gods clinging to relevance, myths that refuse to die quietly. Each one pushes you toward the ending they prefer, calling it fate. You were never chosen. You woke up in a cell like countless others. You stood when others collapsed. You kept moving when the world offered every reason to stop. This journey was not written for you. You earned it, step by step, by refusing to surrender to despair. Not destiny, not prophecy, but persistence. That is the only victory this world allows.